Speaking about social media and getting involved in the program, let's return to our Auckland Park studio and find out how else you can get involved by looking at the trending topics and also what the question of the day is. Good morning, Sakina. Good morning, Leanne.
Oh, good morning, Valen, and thanks for the sports news. And we're creeping ever closer to having some form of action, Leanne.
Yeah,
all
looks
right,
like it.
Let's just get into some of our stories of the day, and these are some of the big ones we'll be tracking on our news diary. And let's take a look at those. We start off with the question of the day. Remember, we're running a poll and we're also running a question. And on the question of the day, we're asking you, what are your thoughts on the lifting of the ban on alcohol sales starting today?
All right, get hold of us at Morning Live, SABC, hashtag Morning Live. Looking forward to hearing your comments. And send us pictures if you'd like as well. If you're standing in a queue, not that you're watching Morning Live, unfortunately, if you're in a queue. But anyway, if you're leaving the house to go, remember, think of us when you're there. Send us a picture. Okay, here are the stories of the day. Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga is today expected to hold a briefing outlining the latest developments with regard to the department's phased reopening of schools. It's scheduled for 11 a.m.
Meanwhile, in the Western Cape, the Education MEC Debbie Schaefer has confirmed that schools in that province will reopen today to receive learners, and this despite the Basic Education Department's national plan of opening for learners only on the 8th of this month, which is next Monday.
We're also going to be joined by ISASA. Now, ISASA are the governing body of the private schools here in South Africa because, you know, they're also under the Department of Basic Education, and the confusion also affecting them. So we're going to find out what their plans are going forward as well. So as of last night, the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in South Africa stands at 32,683. The number of deaths have gone up by 40, and we're now at 683. There are a total of 16,809 people that have recovered from COVID-19 in South Africa, which means that there are 15,191 active cases, which is a good picture because there are more recoveries now than active cases.
And of course, just in case you need some information, you can put through a call on the 24-hour hotline on 0800 029 999. Alternatively, you can send a WhatsApp message to the number 0600 123 456.
Here we go. Let's get into those numbers. Quick breakdown. 21,382 is the Western Cape, followed by Gauteng at 4,003 cases. KwaZulu-Natal, 2,545. The Eastern Cape, 3,927. The Free State, 278. Limpopo, 177. And Mpumalanga, 121. The Northwest, 175. And the Northern Cape is at 69.
And then the total number of tests conducted, 725,125. Confirmed cases now stands at 32,683. We have 16,809 recoveries. There have been 683 deaths so far, and the number of active cases, 15,191.
All right, global ones now. We've got worldwide confirmed cases, 6.1 million cases of coronavirus. That's up 116,000 cases since yesterday. 2.6 million people have recovered from that number, which is a good number as well. Unfortunately, the deaths are sitting at 372,000. That's up 5,017 since yesterday.
Right, let's move on to those trending topics. First up, hashtag school reopening. And this, of course, in our question of the day. And we want to hear from you. You know, what are your responses, your views on the reopening of schools? Because the minister was supposed to address the nation last night, the Minister of Basic Education. That was postponed until today, we're told. And of course, many questions parents have been asking were hoping would have answered last night, but it didn't happen. So are you confused? Are you not confused? We'll try and address some of those through interviews this morning, but hashtag schools reopening.
Yeah, I mean, Sakina, this is a topic that personally makes me very, very angry, because all this is proving is that schools were never ready to be open. And a lot of people have been saying that for a long time. There is no hygiene in schools. There's no running water. There is no toilet facilities. Some of them don't even have desks. Some don't have roofs over their heads. Schools schools should never have been operated in the way some schools should never have been operating under these conditions in the first place. So now that the spotlight is on the conditions of schools because they have to be COVID-19 compliant, there's a problem. But prior to this, they could open. And that's where my anger seeps into here. It really does.
I think the department will disagree with you. They will say the majority of schools are ready according to them, Leanne, according to them, which is why it's imperative that we go out there and we also see for ourselves what exactly the situation is.
All right. Level 3, hashtag level 3, that's where we find ourselves now. Lots happening. 8 million people find their way back to work on level 3. You can buy alcohol in level 3. Schools will be reopening. We're not sure when, but schools will be reopening in level 3. So this is a big moment for South Africa as we now have this responsibility on our shoulders to look after ourselves and those around us.
And finally, hashtag Black Lives Matter. And this, of course, following the incident in Minneapolis, the murder there of George Floyd and the protests continuing there, but also a parallel being drawn to the South African situation that resulted in the killing of Collins Khoza here in Alexandra, where people are once again outraged by the preliminary finding by the SANDF and saying once again, hashtag Black Lives Matter.
All right, we're late for headlines. We've got to get into them. Here are our leading stories. Just gone 6:30.